Blood transfusions are needed about every 2 seconds, and in the United States alone, there are about 5 million patients waiting to give blood every day. This can be a problem because less than 38% of the current population is even eligible to give blood. As the Red Cross states, the need is constant and the gratification is instant. This is just one of the few sayings that the Red Cross uses in an attempt to recruit more donors to their blood drives. While this works in some cases, the Red Cross continues and goes a step further in recruiting donors. While in many countries across the world, donating blood is a highly debated compensating the donor is a highly debated concept, the need for blood will always exist. Important need of blood and plasma cannot be ignored in today's society. Every 2 seconds, someone is in need of blood or a blood transfusion. As previously stated, 5 million people need blood every year, and it is hard to overlook the significance in meeting all the blood quotas every year. As shown here, the demand for blood and blood products will grow by 100% over the next 10 years. In order to maintain that quality of blood fill, we need to have more donors come in and give their time and their blood in order to meet all the quotas. In hopes of bringing in more volunteers, the Red Cross set up a compensation system. It began in the 1970s when the National Blood Policy came out. For a while it worked and blood donors came flooding in. But then in 1973, the American Blood Commission revised the National Blood Policy, saying that there were too many viral transmissions occurring and that it was to eradicate the idea of compensation at all. So they got rid of the program. Albert Ferreira, who wrote Payment, Compensation, and Replacement on the Ethics and Motivation of Blood and Plasma Donations, believed it also ended because of an increase in the HIV and hepatitis B diseases that were popping up. Fewer cases have been transferred since then, and others believe that we should try, just to see if it would work. Pablo Rodriguez del Pozo believes that an all-volunteer donor system is imperfect, and he believes that they should allow compensation back into the system. It was discontinued because of scientific misinterpretations. Although this has not yet been proven, being retested is an option to get definite results. Two questionable sides exist of the compensation system. Should the donor be paid or should they not? Ferregia believes that the practice of paid blood is unsafe due to the financial motives. Financial motives, such as money, would mean that people with high-risk health conditions would lie about them in order to get the money for the blood. Also, there are the ethical considerations that have not been tested. That goes along with volunteerism and the idea and motives of it. He believes that it degrades the ideas and motives in only donating to benefit themselves. Conflicting these ideals, some people believe that volunteerism needs to be compensated because you are doing something good for the world. Ronald Doman believes that going beyond the means of altruism should be considered. He believes that compensation should be discontinued and not brought back into use. He believes that compensation or the payment of a donor is overshadowing the reality of volunteerism. He also thinks that it may crowd out the act of altruism. Altruism is the unselfish concern for the welfare of others, in the meaning of giving back to the community. A gray area which exists is that the components go unmet, such as these blood units. Not all of them are met, and we experience shortages in the United States every year. Not all transfusions can be completed due to an estimate study. Approximately 50 donations are made per 1,000 people. This is an outrageous comparison, but when in reality, only 38% of the current population can donate. Plasma donations are also difficult to meet because of the scarcity of donors. You see, for donating plasma, you have to have a certain type of blood in order to give, and that's even smaller than 38%. While implicating the compensation system, To recruit donors, implicating the compensation system would be a good way to get more at the blood drives. However, restarting it may lead to defaults. As you can see, these 2 points are very different, although they all share one common goal: the need for life. Blood is something that every person needs and cannot live without. And it can only come from a volunteer. Blood cannot be manufactured. Thank you for your time.